everyone, welcome to another day of the daily bug bounty challenge. This is Ali, and finally we can migrate to new operating system. And after, as you can see, some searching and how can I fix this problem, finally I can set up everything all right. And after that, for today, we're going to continue the progress and see what we can do. I'm going to install all my tools, and I'm going to put my zish functions in the terminal, and although change from the bash, as you can see for now, the terminal. Oh shit. uh, no, it's good. I think I closed it mistakenly. And as you can see, the terminal, let me, the terminal is going up. Oh, as you can see, this is the what? Mm, okay, as you can see, this is bash. I don't remember. Verify bash terminal, bash test terminal. No, this is not. Okay, I remember that. I remember that which shell, and as you can see, this is bash, and we're trying to migrate to vish, and that's it. After trying to fix all of this, I'm going back in here, and together at first we're trying to review with the structure that we start using it from the previous day of the yesterday. So as you can see, we try day 22. As you can see, with this format we're going to continue the progress, and I also try to cover all of these concepts that I told you, that I write down in here, and trying to check, is there any way is there any way to check for this type of vulnerability in our target, that are we going that we are going to work on it or not. And that's it. Let's take a break, and I'm going to install the all the tools and get back and start the actual bug bounty challenge. So let's review the previous day. That means the yesterday of the previous day. The previous day, as you can see, we we trying to talk about the cache vulnerabilities and use this concept to see if there any endpoints that have this kind of vulnerability or not. As you can see, we can tell that mm, we can start with the basic info about what is the cache. And cache means a copy of data that is stored somewhere. This is the meaning of the cache, a copy a copy of the data that is stored in thumb. Sorry. So what this actually means? This means, and this can be cache can be browser side. Let's highlight this one: CDN, DNS, and or anywhere else. But this is so important for us. And what is the main works of the cache? The cache is going to be used for the feature request is that make the connection, that make the speed of the request so much faster. And this is it. For the cache vulnerability specific, we talk about the CDN cache. Keep in mind that phrase, and let's continue. What is the CDN cache? The main concept is about the CDN. Let's find out what is the CDN. A CDN is a network of distributed servers used for faster delivery of web content. This is the main goal of the using CDN, cache CDN. And also note that the main usage of the CDN is also this. This is CDN is a reverse proxy that help us. The main goal of the CDN is the improve page load time and reduce bandwidth consumption. And if we continue, okay, this is important. What is going to cache? Okay, CDNs often going to cache the static files. Okay, in the normal way, they going to detect these files based on the extension like the, as you can see in here, .css, .js, .jpg, and like somehow like this, and with some kind of configuration that any CDNs is differ from another. And if we're going to continue this content, this definition, how the cache works. Okay, we till now we have some feeling about the cache vulnerabilities, about the basics of the cache vulnerabilities. So for now, we're going to see how this cache is going to work. And a cache server comes and acts like a reverse proxy. In fact, that is a reverse proxy, and the it decide to whether to serve to store a copy of the file, and if the user needed to it, get back to the user or not. That's it. And how the CDN is going to this cache server is going to handle this with the cache key. Okay, the cache key, in a simple definition, uh, if you could trying to talk about it, a cache key, as you can see in here, Let's see what happened. Okay. Okay. A cache key, as you can see in here, every HTTP request generates a cache key. This key is contains some parts like protocol, method, host name, path, and query parameters. This in here we can see an example like sorry like the how can I tell that? Let's select this one and it's cool and okay. Okay, as you can see in here, the cache keys contains the protocol, method, host name, path, and parameter, query parameter. Now, cache cache have a header in the request named hits and misses. If cache server has a stored response for a cache key, it serves a cached copy indicated by the hit header. Okay, and if not, it requests from the upstream. Okay, uh, in the summary, if we want we wanted to tell about it, when the uh, cache server or CDN have the file, it told us in the header hit, and if it is not in the cache server, the if it's not cached in the server, with the header told us the miss and request to the upstream, and the story is going to continue. Okay, we talk about it, and that's it. So for now, we have two definition we should know about it. First one is we should know about two type of values, keyed and unkeyed values. What is this? Let's talk about the unkeyed values. As you can see in here, the unkeyed values is some parameters and headers in a request do not affect the cache key. Okay, when we have unkeyed values, they not affect in the request. Like accept language, like accept encoding, as you can see in here. Let's, sorry, like the referrer, like the cookie. So, what if we're going to tell the CDN server we wanted to cache this header? We wanted to cache this part of request. This can this can happen with as you can see here. We can I don't know where I put that, but I'm going to say that if we trying to put that header front of the very header in the request header, we can tell the CDN server, we can tell to the cache server, please cache this part of request for me. And like as you can see in here, when the site is multi-language, and if the some part of cookie is going to set this preference that the as how can I tell that mm, this site is always been, as you can see in here, mm, Persian or I don't know, English, Turkish, and that's it. And what we should talk about in the so the rest of the is based on let's talk let's hit this as done. Okay, in here, let's tell you something interesting. Assume that, as I tell you, we have two type of cache vulnerability. First one is the cache deception. I told you the 2 days, two previous day. I don't know. Cache deception. We force the user to how let's we force the user to cache some important information, cache some, how can I tell that, PII for us. And how can this happen? This is the flow. We trying to check if the site is behind of the CDN. After that, we going to, how can I tell that? We're going to find an API that leaked some PII that leaked some, I don't know, any personal information that should not be leaked, and trying to do some bypasses, trying to do some flow to cache that API. Like we let's tell you something. If I trying to show you some interesting, let's let's add some note in here and tell you and sorry, I wanted to enable this one and show you how can I do that. Okay, let's get in here. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the interrupt. I'm going to disable this one and enable this one, as you can see in here. Okay, let's see what happened if we arrive to some domain.com, sorry, API user, and I don't know, profile. Okay, we find this API and we know that this web application is going to is behind of the CDN. So we can simply do this. Sorry. Okay, that CSS. And I know this is today's web application. It's not this simple to do this work, and but there are some bypass, as I can tell you in here, like the, how can I find that? How can I find that? Let's tell you. I see that like this some interesting percent 20 sorry 20 this is if you're trying to search about it you can find many bypasses that exist in the world and this is the definition. So okay, let's get back. I'm going to turn off this and turn on this. Okay, let's talk about the second vulnerability in the cache vulnerabilities. Second one is the web cache poisoning. Web cache poisoning, it's the vulnerability that the attacker refer as the us can or trying to cache some endpoint that leads to execute malicious, not that, malicious payload on any user of the application that they open that endpoint. This is the cache poisoning and some interesting let's let's show you the let's show you again in here like this one. Assume that we're trying to send some interesting we arrive to some interesting endpoint. If we check the request header contains some interesting like host and domain that and okay that's it. And in the response, we can see some interesting tag like the how can I tell that image source or let's some a script source equal domain dot com and script dot js. And in here, what if we're trying to what? We're trying to just add some interesting header like x forwarded to and trying to insert our domain and in our domain if in here the path is 5 so on the our server on the attacker server we should create this path and just do this and that's it. In here we do what we should we should attention to the miss or it in here and that's it. If any how can I get back sorry if any user goes to this endpoint this script that are in this web server attacker domain is going to execute on any user that goes to the endpoint. And that's it. Let's get back in here again. Sorry for the interrupt. And I wanted to talk about something else. I think today I'm so tired to be hunting, but let's talk about something interesting that one of the users let me let us to know that about it, and I'm very glad and thankful about sharing this with us. And let's check what happened. Okay, for God's sake, please open up. And nothing happened again. What happened here? For God's sake. Okay, sorry for the interrupt. I'm going to fix it. And what happened in here? I don't know why. Is the okay? I don't know what can I do. Okay, 69. It's cool. Let's see the. Sorry, I'm going to fix this problem. Okay, okay. I read some comments in today. That's it. So God bless. Okay, I read this comment that our friend tell us, bro, what are your thoughts about on the AI red teaming by Hack the Box? Sorry for this. Sorry. What are your thoughts on AI red teaming by Hack the Box course? Actually, I don't heard about that, and as you know, I'm in the first steps of the penetration testing of the security field, but it's interesting, and I'm trying to doing some search about it, and I'm arrived to this. I'm trying to do this as I'm going to show you, but I don't know why this happened again. I don't know. I think I should do some. Let's stop the. Okay, I'm going right now. Okay, I'm going to search about it. Red teaming AI. This module provides a comprehensive introduction to the world of red teaming artificial intelligence and system utilizing machine learning deployment. It covers an overview of common security vulnerabilities in this system and type of attacks that can be launched against their components. And in the summary, you can see for penetration testers to assess the security of system utilizing machine learning. It's very cool. I think I should put this. Yeah, it's cool. We should put this in here. I'm going. What can I write down? Put the links and okay. It's very cool. we can create a file, name the two, no file. We can do in the readme, sorry, in the readme, and in here to do list, and absolutely we should do this. I think it's very cool. Learn about the this one. What is this? Okay, red teaming AI, and I'm going to put this in here, and that's cool. And sorry, that's it. Okay, I added this, so now we are in here. It's cool. Thanks the my friend to suggest this topic and light some interesting thought about what we can do. Trying to assess the target, sorry, for cache vulnerabilities. Sorry, that's it. I'm going to do this tomorrow, but about this, let's write down. Before this, we should cover all the top 10. What top 10? WASP top 10 specific web, and I think we should skip the SQL injection, but as you remember, we have we going to start live hunting, specific hunting on the Sundays from the next week, and in that live we're going to work on a VDP program that maybe have more assets in the legacy. So why not? We can trying to find an access for the SQL injection, and that's cool, but that's it. After we trying to finish this, we deep dive in the red teaming AI. Why this is so important? Let's show you something interesting that I saw in the Nahumsek YouTube channel, that the early upload a video about the, how can I tell that, about, sorry, let's let's see what, sorry, this is what I'm going to talk about it to you. As you can see, how I got an AI chatbot to spill its secret using just a prompt. This vulnerability is called the prompt injection, but it's going to categorize in the AI. And I think it's cool to see. I know you're familiar with his YouTube channel, but I'm going to put in here, and let's put to see. Let's do this for now. We talk about the cache vulnerabilities. For tomorrow, what we're going to do for tomorrow, we have we should going to start the hunting a specific start doing vulnerability assessment on the cache vulnerabilities, and I hope we can find something interesting. And after some days spending on this vulnerability, and note that I'm going to check. No, it's no. Forget about it. That's cool. After some days to struggle with this type of vulnerability and check for every single endpoint, we're going to continue learn more vulnerabilities specific in the OWASP top 10s. I think the next one is API security. It's very good, specific in the web applications like the this just a takeaway that we are going working on it, and it's very cool because of the mass assets of the APIs, and that's cool. So thank you for being with me in this video. If you have any question about anything, let me know in the comment. I'm going to, if I know that, I'm going to answer it. If I don't know that, I'm going to search about it and then answer it. So you're free to ask anything you wanted. And if you wanted to reach me, you can connect with me in with the social links in my profile. You can find me. You can reach me. And what can I tell? If you wanted to join our Discord server, I highly recommend to join to that, because in the next week on Sunday we're going to start daily hunting challenge, but it's not only on the Discord. We're going to stream on YouTube in here, and even on the Twitch. I for God's sake, I don't set up that for now, but I'm going to do that. And but I don't think we're going to live on YouTube and Twitch for long. At last, we're going to live for 1 or at the end 2 hours. But we continue the live on the sorry, Discord server for
Imagine you talking to
hours or more, and that's not going to be record any. The record is just that we going on the YouTube, and I think it's better because of the collaboration and detail and anything that can be helpful. So, if you have any question about anything, you can reach me via my social. I think I told that. Okay, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.